Hello, my name is Grung Prank, and today I'll be talking about my portfolio. I'll first start off by introducing myself for a bit, and then I will talk about two of my best media works that I really like and has had a very big impact on my life. Yeah. So let me start off by introducing myself. My name is Grung Prayank. I was born in 2006 in Nepal, and when I was four, so around 2010, my dad decided to move the whole family from our comfy house in Nepal to here in Hong Kong. And at that age, it was very scary for a kid like me because I was in a new environment and I didn't understand the language, and everything was just so overwhelming to me. And how I would express my self during that time was that I would actually draw myself, sort of like a self portrait, and I would showcase my emotions in those drawings. And that is how my family would actually know how I felt because, like I said, it was a very scary moment in my life for me, and I was too nervous to speak. And drawing was actually what connected me with my friends at that time. Even though I didn't speak English or Chinese, I would communicate by drawing out my actions or my feelings, and I would remember them laughing and drawing as well with me. So drawing has always been a major part of my life, and mm, I remember in primary school as well, drawing wasn't seen as something serious because it was primary school. But I remember me and a few of my friends were the only ones that would take visual arts lesson very seriously, and I remember scoring high scores, the highest scores in visual arts, because to me it wasn't just a lesson. To me, it was a way to express myself. And after primary school, in secondary school, specifically in S4, I chose visual arts as my elective. Choosing that was actually a great thing for me because I could focus on visual arts more. And during secondary school as well, I started skateboarding, and skateboarding actually made me meet new people and get out of my comfort zone and meet skaters that also did graffiti arts. And I remember hanging out with them a lot just so I can learn their skills and enjoy arts as much as them. So I would say that art has had a very big impact on my life. It I remember being a scared kid, but by uh, arts has led me to get out of my comfort zone, meet new people, see new styles, and overall, arts has just opened my eyes, and um, that is why I love doing arts. And in the future, I'm sure I won't stop doing arts because to me, art is sort of a part of my life, and if I let go of arts, then I feel like I have no purpose because I love creating arts. So now that I've introduced myself, I'll be talking about my portfolio, and as mentioned, I'll be talking about two of my best artworks from my portfolio. So the first page is just a content page, and it first begins by my artist statement. And in the portfolio, I've actually included three artworks, but I'll be talking about two of them only, and they do include draft. And near the end, I have a page dedicated to reflection, my reflection on my art style and my art journey, and also future plans and goals for me. So yeah. So for my artist statement, I I'll quickly summarize everything. Basically, as mentioned in my self introduction video, I said that uh, skateboarding actually widened my view on artists. art. Sorry, and um, I remember one time I asked one of my skater friends who actually did street art as well. I asked him, "Why do you like street arts in general?" And he told me how street art isn't just you paint on a wall; it's you tell your story by painting, and that really stuck to me because throughout my whole life that is something I've been trying to do, which was convey my story through my arts. And when I found out that street art had the same value, I I really stuck with it because that is really what I wanted to do. So for my first artwork, I'll be talking about Red Madness. Red Madness is a doodle type art that is basically my style of art. It is doodles, I guess. And Red Madness is actually a reflection of my mind, I guess. I remember I drew this in secondary four, and during secondary four, it was a very tough time because you had to not only have the basic subjects like maths, English, Chinese, but also added subjects in order for you to pick your electives. And I was already struggling with the basic subjects, and when they added more subjects, it was just so overwhelming for me. I was so confused. I didn't know what to study, where to begin, and that actually reflected on my arts, and that is why we have Red Madness. I specifically chose red as the color because I was so furious that I couldn't get a grasp of any of the subjects. Um, I thought to myself, maybe if I can't get like all of the subjects, maybe I can understand just one. But there were so many things going on that I couldn't even focus on one of the subjects, and that is reflected on my on this artwork right here. It is, as mentioned, a very chaotic piece of art, but after secondary four, I realized that chaotic is only at the moment, but once time passes and you look at it again, sometimes that chaotic moment can actually be a masterpiece, and that is that is the same. That goes the same for my first artwork, Red Madness. Um, it looks very overwhelming, and it's supposed to be, but later on when you look at it again from maybe from a distance, it kind of looks very um, I would say mesmerizing. And yeah, so for my draft, unfortunately, this was a freehand draft. For my doodles, I tried to do freehand because for me I like it when the ideas come while I'm doing it rather than planning it. I know that it could be a bad habit, but for me, um, I like taking risks, and sometimes those risks turn out very well, like this one, or sometimes they don't turn out very well, like my other arts. But I remember freehanding everything because I it was sort of like a at the moment type of art. So my second art I'll be talking about is called Failure, and Failure actually has a very big impact on my life because it was drawn during DSE practice or mock DSE, I would say, and it was drawn on the paper of a past DSE paper, and so basically, the story behind how I came up with this artwork is basically, um, I remember studying for DSE, and maths for me is very difficult. I could never get a grasp of maths, and studying for no matter how long or how much I studied for maths, I just couldn't. I couldn't grasp the knowledge. I guess I couldn't understand anything, and I specifically remember while studying for maths DSE, I was almost in like a trans kind of like mindset where instead of studying for it, I started drawing on it. And this artwork actually reflects how Asian parents specifically they would be very strict on their kids, and they would say, "Oh, if you don't study for your exam, you're gonna end up as a failure. You're not gonna amount to anything in life." And I remember taking that as inspiration, and this is the artwork that came out. So, as mentioned, it is drawn on the past paper of one of the DSE exams. I forgot which year it was. And this picture basically depicts how if you don't study, you fail, you become nothing, you you're nothing, you're gonna end up doing nothing in life and just become a failure. And I remember my parents pressuring me to study so much for the DSE, and I remember using that, using what they would say and transforming it into arts. So my first draft began as a on a piece of random paper. This was actually drawn. This was actually drafted on a random piece of paper. I didn't have any plans on doing it. As I remember, it was a blank A4 paper, and for some reason, I felt like this draft would look better if it was on the maths DSE paper, because to me it held a very good a very it held a meaning, like failure. And as I mentioned, my parents would keep telling me to study for the DSE, and I thought of just putting that failure artwork into the DSE paper, and that kind of made sense to me. But yeah, next is I'll be skipping my third art, because out of the three, Red Madness and uh, Failure has the most impact on my life, I would say. So for reflection, I would say most of my arts has been a reflection of my struggles and my journey. And um, it at first, all my arts looks very messy and overwhelming, but when you take the time to really focus on the details, it looks very mesmerizing, eye-catching. At least that's what my friends say, or people I know say. And as for my future plans, I plan on taking my arts not just on paper or walls, but also on clothing brands. I've been planning on making T-shirts or hoodies, and basically going into the fashion side, because I feel like arts and fashion go very well together. And if I and I've had people come up to me and ask me to draw on their T-shirts and hoodies and pants and shoes. Basically, they wanting my style on their personal belongings has means a lot to me, and I plan on focusing on that in the future. I also plan on doing collaborations with other artists, and also holding art exhibitions. Yeah, that is all for today. Thank you so much for listening.